dedicated to southern and eastern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. The Clay County Sheriff's Office cracks down on several thefts in the area. Some they feel are connected to drug-related matters. They shared advice with WYMT's Taylor Upchurch about how to reduce the chances of having your property stolen.
Broken into after employees went home.
You're talking $1,500 at least on just what they got one night.
Luckily, Clay County deputies recovered it all. Every item was found under a tarp on a trailer connected to a nearby truck.
Wheels, tires, batteries, aluminum coils from like air conditioner, some copper, some pieces of metal.
Dylan Collins told police he never stole a thing.
Kind of funny, if you didn't steal it, how did it get on the back of the truck and hauled all the way from Horse Creek to Highway 11?
In fact, Collins said he was hauling it for another guy, but Clay County Recycling was never notified. Just the day before, another theft occurred. Police got the call that someone's car was stolen from their yard.
There had been a fire up there on Jarvis Branch that same night, and the fire department had gone up there and it was a vehicle.
The license plate found belonged to the car stolen that very night. Deputies say crime like this is usually a result of expensive habits, much like drug addiction.
They're taking away from people, hardworking people. I mean, and there's jobs for everyone.
Reminding travelers to never advertise when you leave, and if you do, ask police for extra patrol. In Clay County, Taylor Upchurch, WYMT Mountain News.
To help investigate drug-related crimes, Clay County deputies plan to welcome a new canine member to their team. They do need help raising money to purchase a cage, temperature gauge, and release system to accommodate Ghost's needs as he rides along on calls. To donate, you can call 606-598-3471. In Pulaski County, the Sheriff's Department needs your help finding a missing woman. Family members say they have not seen or heard from Leanne Brumley in about 3 weeks. She was last seen around May 22nd. If you have any information about Leanne Brumley, you're asked to contact the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office. You can call them, message the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office Facebook page, or leave an anonymous tip on their website. In Laurel County, a man was arrested after allegedly threatening deputies. Deputies arrested Curtis Kaywood on Tuesday. They were responding to a call of a disturbance. Officers say Kaywood was threatening deputies over the phone to 911 dispatchers. When deputies arrived, they believed that Kaywood was under the influence. He is charged with disorderly conduct as well as terroristic threatening.
A little bit chilly out there today. We've seen sunshine throughout the day. Those clouds really starting to clear, especially as we head into the overnight hours. You'll notice as we take a look at a few of those cameras, Interstate 75 up into London. You'll notice those thicker clouds at times. Those are really going to start to clear out here in the next few hours. Looking up into Jackson, 69 degrees. You're seeing some sunshine over there, feeling like 69 with the very, very dry dew points out there. So not too bad. The wind speeds are picking up a little bit in some parts of our area. Temperatures upper 60s, lower 70s. You'll notice a 72 in Hazard, 70 in London, 70 down in Middlesboro, and even a 69 over into Prestonsburg. Satellite and radar shows those clouds and those rain chances getting on out of here. That low pressure system to the north continues to push off to the east, and that's what brought us a few of those rain chances earlier today. But as we scan the skies now, you'll notice most of those rain chances out of our area. You'll see they're moving through parts of West Virginia for now. So as we head throughout the rest of those overnight hours, we'll continue to see the clouds clearing and the temperatures dropping. It's going to be a pretty chilly night ahead. You'll notice temperatures dropping into about those mid to upper 40s. We'll break down that full forecast coming up in just a few short minutes.
All right. Might need a jacket tonight. Thank you, Paige. A Georgetown police officer is in the hospital after a hit-and-run accident left him with serious injuries. Police say Officer Cole Sentner was driving in Wisconsin Saturday when he was hit by another vehicle. The driver took off, leaving Officer Sentner behind with serious injuries. Sentner suffered several leg fractures, broken ribs, a concussion, and a collapsed lung.
I know God can do big things, and I have to believe that he went through the hard times. And so, I just have to believe that prayer is going to change the outcome of this and bring him toward that recovery.
He's now stable. He'll be transported to UK hospital in the next few days for surgery. Sentner was in Wisconsin with his wife, attending a baby shower for their first child. The U.S. Navy rushed to assist after an apparent attack on 2 oil tankers in the Middle East. Smoke billowed from the Japanese and Norwegian ships as sailors evacuated. A U.S. defense official tells CBS News Iran is likely behind the attack and says claims that Iran rescued all 44 crew members are patently false. The assaults come as Japan's prime minister is on a high-stakes diplomacy mission in Iran's capital, trying to ease tensions between the U.S. and Iran. Well, despite that, experts are forecasting a huge drop in gas prices. According to AAA, the national average for regular gas currently stands at $2.72 a gallon. That's 17 cents lower than this year's high in early May. One analyst says U.S. drivers could be paying less than $2.50 for a gallon in the next few months. He predicts the national average could drop to around $2.25. If that happens, analysts say nearly half of the nation's gas stations would probably be selling gas for less than $2 a gallon. Now, here in Kentucky, the average is $2.52 right now. That's about 7 cents cheaper than last week. We've mapped out what you can expect across our region. You will find some of the lowest prices, as usual, in Bell and Laurel counties, where gas is about $2.33 a gallon. White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders is leaving at the end of the month. President Trump announced the news less than 2 hours ago on Twitter. He says Sanders will return home to Arkansas. A successor has not been named. Sanders is one of the president's closest and most trusted White House aides, and one of the few remaining who worked on his campaign. Her tenure was marked by a breakdown in regular White House press briefings and questions about the administration's credibility. Residents hurled bottles and rocks at Memphis police Wednesday night after U.S. Marshals killed a man wanted for outstanding warrants. At least 25 officers suffered minor injuries during the confrontation. A police spokesman says the suspect tried to ram his vehicle into officers' police cruisers. He was shot when he reportedly got out of his vehicle armed with a weapon. Today, the Kentucky Supreme Court ruled that police can be sued for damages when their car chases lead to the death or injury of pedestrians. This is overturning the original decision from 1952 that granted immunity to police officers involved. Nick Oliver is digging deeper into what this means going forward.
Luis Gonzalez is the example many are using when they say more leverage needs to be placed on police when they initiate chases. His death in 2014 is one they say was completely avoidable. In January 2014, Gonzalez and a passenger were killed after being struck by Keenan McLaughlin while he was driving and trying to get away from a Scott County Sheriff's deputy on US 25 in Lexington. Now, an investigation would show Deputy Sheriff Jeremy Johnson did have his lights on, but not sirens. In court documents, he says when he noticed the sirens were not working, he abandoned the chase at the same time Gonzalez and Geneva Spencer were struck and killed. This has now raised a conversation on a 72-year-old ruling in Chambers versus Ideal Pure Milk Company. Now, in that ruling, it was decided law enforcement could not be at fault for any damages or deaths that happened during a chase. Today, that changed. The Supreme Court of Kentucky overturned that, now making Gonzalez's death able to travel to trial against Jeremy Johnson.
But I'm grateful that our police are out there and our sheriff's deputies are out there doing their job, and I want them to make good decisions, and I think most of them do most of the time. Hopefully this will be an incentive for them to always make a good decision.
Now, the premise of this really surrounds the fact that police departments and sheriff's departments now can be held liable if something goes wrong. In this case, what went wrong was the fact that deputy's sirens did not work in that chase. Now, many police departments in our area already do not chase when somebody is running from police. Kentucky is one of the last states to overturn this decades-old ruling. In Lexington, Nick Oliver, WKYT.
Well, this summer marks season 3 of 13 Reasons Why. The Netflix show is about a student's journey through high school, taking on bullying, sexual assault, and suicide. The show made headlines because of the spike in kids researching, planning, and committing suicide following its release. But there are groups here in East Kentucky putting together a series of their own to educate students and parents on the statistics behind the trend.
This project can help kids like them and other students to be able to cope with issues and how to work through them and who to talk to and find the tools needed to cope with that stuff.
They hope to have the series out to schools by the spring of 2020. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, a coffee shop in Pike County is doing more than serving up Morning Joe. We'll take you there.
And if you're thinking you need to get out and get that car washed soon, well, the next couple of days will be pretty good. But by the time we get to Sunday, we'll bring back those scattered rain chances. Have a look at that full forecast coming up in just a few short minutes.